Welcome to the Sexy Freedom Media Podcast, a place to discuss pain, passion, and pursuits.
Let's get it. I want to feel alive.
Breathe.
Make some moves.
Protect the throne. This is Sexy Freedom Media Podcast.
Welcome to Sexy Freedom Media Podcast. I'm January Liddell, your co-host. And I wanted to jump on right now, since I have a little bit of energy, and talk about lessons learned while being sick. All right, so I really don't like being sick. I think most of you don't like being sick, but there are lessons learned while being sick. And I wanted to share that with you today. So before I go on with that, I have a story. So my aunt called me last night, and the first thing she said was, "I don't like your voice." And she said, "I don't like your voice. What happened?" And I said, "I'm sick." And then she went about asking me about church. And anyway, I don't like my voice. That kind of made me laugh, and it made me realize that when I'm sick, I have that raspy voice that barely has any energy. And I figured today I would do a podcast about being sick. And so I caught the flu. I caught the flu from the kids. They were diagnosed with the flu, did the swab and everything. And actually during that time, I was so proud of myself because I didn't catch it. I said, "Oh, I'm good. I'm good." And I was actually taking vitamin C and this other pill together. And so I said, "Oh, I think that's why I didn't catch it." So anyway, I caught it. So I caught it. Tuesday night was actually when it started, like it was kind of coming in, and I'm like, uh-oh, I feel something. And then yesterday I was down. I was down for the count, could not get up. So I actually have more energy than I did yesterday. And so thank God I have more energy today to do a little something, but still tired, still wanting to go to sleep. But I thought I would do a podcast. It's one of the things that Helen and I have challenged us to do, is at least one solo cast and one podcast. So Helen and I will be getting online tomorrow, Friday, and we'll be talking about being sexy. And so today, what I wanted to discuss was the values or the lessons of being sick. So what I've learned being sick is that, number one, I have to listen to my body. So listen to my body and allow myself to just follow along with what my body is telling me to do. So for the past couple of days, my body has been telling me to just lie down, lie down and sleep. And that is what I've been doing, is just listening to however my body is, fluctuating, whether it's has energy, like today has a little bit of energy. Yesterday, not so much. Yesterday, I just decided to hear and listen to my body, and my body said, "Go to sleep." And so that's what I did. So I was in and out sleeping throughout the day yesterday. And then, so that's number one, is listening to my body. Number two is rest. And while rest, while you're sick, is vital, so you can get better, rest just in it of itself is equally important. In this society, especially in America, we are so fast-paced, and a lot of us are hustling. And while that's important and it's vital, it's also important to rest. And when I mean rest, I mean clear our minds. So yesterday, although I have all this work that I have to get done, I had to purposefully clear my mind of nothing, because I realized that when I'm not thinking clearly, and when I'm sick, and I'm trying to do extra stuff, because I know, for Junior's birthday, that was kind of the onset of me not feeling well. And I pushed myself because I knew that things had to be done. So I pushed myself, but with that type of strain of pushing myself, I think that's why I was down for the count yesterday. So anyway, and I think not getting enough rest also allows me to be a cranky person. So and I think a lot of you may feel what I'm feeling. If you're deprived of food, which I was at that moment, because I was just going without really stopping to replenish myself. So if you're deprived of food, or two, if you've just been doing way too much, I become a cranky person. I don't know if you could relate, but it's either I'm hangry or I'm like grumpy, when I'm not in that clear state of mind. So anyway, rest is number two. And that number two, rest, is vital. It's vital not just when you're sick, but it's also vital when you're not sick, to rest your mind. But when I'm sick, I feel that the resting part and not really thinking about work really helps, because that also entails projecting some kind of an energy, right? Energy that I did not have for. I didn't have that energy yesterday for. And so I don't know about you, but when I'm sick, I just don't want to think. So I don't want to think. So what do? I think, like most sick people, is Netflix, right? We Netflix and binge and just sit there. But during my Netflix yesterday, I was Netflixing and I was like passing out at the same time. So I don't think I watched a full show. I think I put it on and then I passed out. So it's a mixture of listening to my body and resting, trying to clear my mind. So the value of rest, there's still much more to talk about the value of rest. And the number three I like to share, because I did have to call a client yesterday to let him know I wasn't going to be able to make the meeting. And this client, he's already a current client. We're working on some other things. And he told me, I should get some tea, hot water, ginger, honey, and Carmon. It's a spice. It's an Indian spice. He's actually Indian. And so he told me to mix those up. But I love that. I love that I'm getting advice, from other people as to how I should get better. So that's the other thing, that the value or the lessons of being sick is that I hear these advices from several people, of what I should be doing. And I appreciate that, because I'm learning, like yesterday, I learned from my client that I should add this spice, to my tea. And I didn't think about adding that spice. I need to ask him again. It's like it's an Indian spice. So anyway, the number three is items or things to take care of ourselves, and also maintenance. How can we maintain our health after being sick? So during the time that I'm sick, I do use the ginger. I have a calamansi tree. So calamansi is like it's a Filipino lemon. Anyway, I have a calamansi tree in my backyard. So I use that and honey. Those are the three things that I use in the height of me being sick. And I'd like to learn what you do when you're sick. I know my mom, she likes to put Vicks, vapor rub, and just rub it, and that helps too. So that's another treatment, but I'd love to hear your other treatments as well. Anyway, that is it for the time, because I'm running out of energy. But I wanted to jump on this podcast and share lessons I've learned while being sick. I'm in the height of it, so you're seeing me at my most vulnerable, no makeup, nothing. I'm this is me day 3 of being sick. So I am on Tamiflu. In fact, hold on, is it here? No, it's not here. I am on Tamiflu and this mucus medicine. I don't know. Anyway, I got it when the kids got diagnosed with the flu. I was feeling a little something at that time, but I tested and I was negative. I said, oh, that's great. But I got the medication anyway. So pat on the back for getting it anyway, because I knew that eventually one of these days I would. I asked the pharmacist when it would expire, and she said it's a year. So I said, okay, then, maybe throughout the year, one of us will need it, right? So I had it in my medicine cabinet. So that's another lesson learned. So once you start feeling those symptoms of flu or cold, whether you have a fever, cough, runny nose, go to the urgent care, get swabbed. If you do get swabbed with the flu, like within the first 48 hours of your symptoms, then you should they'll give you the Tamiflu, and that'll decrease the time that you have of having the flu. So I am on day 2 of taking Tamiflu. So hopefully this will be gone soon. I am feeling much better. So, but in any case, I know all of us will get sick at least once or twice in our lifetime, maybe more. And I'm sure you folks have different experiences while being sick as well. Would love to hear your experiences and what you do to make yourself feel better. And that is it for the rest of my podcast. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Have a great Thursday. Aloha.
Want to hear more?
Visit us at SexyFreedomMedia.com.